Look at these ads. They're made with 100% AI and they're absolutely cranking. There's people doing 100K a month, $1 million a month or more using amazing winning AI ads. So I hit up my friend Romain and I asked him if he'd be willing to come on the pod to share how people are making millions of dollars a month with winning AI ads and to give us the tips and tricks to actually how to do this thing, like how to actually get the most out of these platforms. So Romain, welcome to the pod. I appreciate you coming on. By the end of this episode, what are people going to learn?
Yeah, so thank you for having me. We created one of the leading softwares in AI ad generation. We launched it 18 months ago since we grew to 7 million in annual recurring revenue. So growing this fast, we saw so many examples of people crushing it using AI to create ads. So today I'm going to share the best techniques that they are using and some cool examples of people who are crushing it using AI. So today you are going to be able to market any business using AI with the best platform on the market to do that.
All right, let's get into it.
Awesome. Let's do it. Okay, so we are now in Arcade's AI, and the way the platform works is quite straightforward. So we have this text box right here where you can input a script and describe what you want your AI actor to say, AI UGC, user-generated content. So you can go here, type your script. So for this example, I was working on a script for Duolingo, the language learning app that everyone knows. So I typed this script right here. And by the way, to write the script, I use this tool that we have built internally, the hook generator. It's basically a tool that uses Claude in the background to generate cool scripts and cool hooks using AI. Basically, all you need to do is describe your product. So Duolingo, a language learning app. You describe your product.
I'm happy that this exists, right? Because a big part of what makes a winning AI ad, or actually a winning ad in general, is how good the hook is, right?
100%. I would say like everyone focuses on like the written hook. So this is like probably 50% of the result. And also a super important thing is like the visual hook. What do we see in the first second? And we will talk about that in the future of this video because you can also, with AI, create some crazy stuff to hook people's attention very early on. They decide to scroll on an ad in like a millisecond, right? So you need to hook them even visually before they listen to the beginning of the script. But with this tool, yeah, you can generate the first sentence. And I think it generates very good hooks because it was trained on so many hooks that we had in our database. Why did most people give up on learning a new language? I think it's a very, very good hook. So you can save multiple ones, save the ones you really like, delete the ones you don't like, and just start making like a collection of hooks right here. And then you can just copy paste them all and put them into a Google Sheets. Then once you have your hook, and I actually use the hook generator to get this one that I really like, true fact, most people never stick with learning a new language. Once I got that, I just wrote the rest of the script using Claude as well. And I got the script right here that you can then use with an AI actor. So we have this library of now over 1,000 AI actors that you can use, where you can use filters to just find the perfect AI actor for your needs. So you can filter on the gender, obviously the age, and some cool like situations like this. You know, when you are doing these UGC content, so for the audience, UGC, user-generated content, it's like content where there is someone talking to the camera. When you do this type of content, you will always want to have a specific type of creators promote your video, and they will be doing something specific. So I don't know if you have an idea for a podcast ad where you want people to be in a studio, nice setup where they talk about your product in a nice configuration, you can just like select the podcast filter. If you have, for example, I saw on your website the ID browser that you had this ID for like pregnant women and this trend that was growing. Maybe you have a product that targets pregnant women and you want to have someone who is pregnant in your video. Or maybe you want to have a funny like skit style interview where someone is talking from the side, like if they are talking to a friend. We got all sorts of filters that you can use. If you have a fitness product, maybe you might want to have people in the gym. So you can play with these filters or even with accessories that they have. If you want them to have, let's say, a laptop, for example, you can use that filter and you will only see AI avatars talking next to a laptop. You can select the emotions and even the skin tone of the AI actor. And the beauty of AI is now instead of just selecting one person to talk in your video, you can just like generate 5 variations. And our most successful customers, and that's really the first tip I really want to share with your audience, our most successful customers, they really go crazy about testing. They test the hooks for every single script that they do, because now with AI, in a couple of minutes, they can generate so many variations. They will test different actors, different hooks, different situations, and really the results can be completely different when they do that properly. So yeah, you will select an actor. You can see the preview of the actor before you generate, and then you can tweak the audio. We'll see all the details of like how you can optimize the results in a minute. But you can tweak the audio, click generate, wait a couple of seconds, and I already have this generate video that was generated with the script for Duolingo, and you get a result like this. So here you go. Now you get your video, and we'll talk about that as well if you want, Greg. But you can then like edit it, remove the background, show your app, and most of all, like test a lot of different versions of the exact same ad.
Sam Altman, the co-founder of OpenAI, just said that it is the era of the idea guy, and he is not wrong. I think that right now is an incredible time to be building a startup. And if you listen to this podcast, chances are you think so too. Now, I think that you can look at trends to basically figure out what are the startup ideas you should be building. So that's exactly why I built ideabrowser.com. Every single day, you're going to get a free startup idea in your inbox, and it's all backed by high quality data trends. How we do it, people always ask. We use AI agents to go and search what are people looking for and what are they screaming for in terms of products that you should be building, and then we hand it on a silver platter for you to go check out. We do have a few paid plans that take it to the next level. Give you more ideas, give you more AI agents, and more almost like a chat GBT for ideas with it. But you can start for free, ideabrowser.com. And if you're listening to this, I highly recommend it. So I'm seeing a trend right now with 2 types of AI ads. And I think about it, from a spectrum. On one side of the spectrum, you have extremely realistic ad. And on the other side of the spectrum, you have unrealistic scroll stopping ads. And what I mean by that is like this morning I saw a talking gorilla VO3 ad, I think. There's also like the Star Wars. I don't know if you saw like the Star Wars selfie ads. So what you're saying, Roman, is basically sometimes it makes sense to like the more the better, because you're kind of doing R&D to find the winning ad that can get you your CAC to LTV ratio in the place. But would you agree that it's helpful to have, if you're selling a pregnancy product, having, maybe pregnancy, women as an actor, but also maybe some unrealistic, funny, other types of scroll stopping videos, and then sort of testing them to see what works?
100%. So before creating Arcades, I was actually growing a mobile app studio, and all I was doing was testing a ton of ads every day. It was before the age of AI, but really the 2 criteria for us to succeed was the creative volume. So how many new creatives did we produce every single week? That was the number 1 criteria. And the second one was the creative diversity. And the diversity is like, which type of creative do you test? Because if you only test like talking actors, for example, like these ones, or if you only test gorilla video, at some point, your audience will like kind of fatigue. And there is this concept called creative fatigue in the world of paid advertising, and people will just stop engaging. So yeah, creative diversity is super important. And that's actually our vision at Arcades. We think like AI is completely going to transform the way marketing teams create content. And we think that there is going to be one platform where marketers create all sorts of content, and optimize for the results. So we have, for example, you mentioned the Gorilla example. We have a VO3 integration where you can actually generate those Gorilla videos, and you can actually do more. I'm going to show you that in a second. So to your point, you need to be testing both. You need to be testing like real UGC style videos, more creative stuff, and even other types of videos that I can show you in the demo if you want. And that being said, there are certain niches where we see very good results for some reason with AI UGC, and for some reason it's like just performing better in these niches. I can show you some examples if you want of successful customers who are using arcades and getting like really, really good results. And then I can show you how you can use arcades to also generate those less realistic videos, like the Lego one that we see here that I'm going to show you in a minute as well.
Okay.
One example of that is one of our clients, Codeway. So it's a mobile app studio. They own multiple apps, and they launched this app, as you can see here, on September 2024. So actually less than 12 months ago. And last month they made $1 million in revenue. So, and that's just by the way, the iOS app. They also have an Android app. So they make in total like more than 15 million in revenue with this app. And that's all public data, by the way. And when you look at their ads in the Facebook ads library, so the Facebook ads library is this public library where you can see the ads of any advertiser. You will see two things. One, they test a ton of new ads every week. So if you look at the total result, they have 500 active ads because we filtered on active. Just yesterday, they started a new ad. So if you just filter on like literally yesterday, we are recording on July 22, they were testing like maybe 5-10 ads that we can see right here for this single app, and they have multiple apps. And the thing that is interesting about this page is they are testing a ton of ads, but all of them are AI. This app was launched like literally 9 months ago, and every single ad that they tested was AI generated using arcades. And that's the whole marketing strategy that they had for this app. They basically created ads using arcades. And I can show you one of the ads that was bringing the most results. And it's a very realistic ad. But to your point, they test some like realistic concept, but they also test this like robot style video ads where there is someone talking. And by the way, as you can see, they localize everything in every language, which is also one of the nice things about AI. You can now, instead of just targeting one geo, if you want to have like, I don't know even what language this is, but if you want to have like those like 20, 50 languages in your ads, or German, English, Russian, etc., it will be a nightmare to find creators in every single country. Now with AI, you can just like do that in every single country super easily. So yeah, I use this tool called PP Ads to track impressions of ads. And again, that's public data. And as you can see, this ad right here had 10 million impressions. That was the most viral ad that they had. And they combined the two worlds. They had like this realistic AI UGC at the bottom created with arcade, and they combined that with a less realistic video. And they basically made a video about this person trying to learn a new language. So yeah, again, if you wanted to have like someone with a Spanish accent talking and learning English, it will like be super time consuming to produce that. They literally produce that in a couple of seconds and using AI. And by the way, I can show you very quickly how you can do this kind of stuff, but I'll pause here in case you have any question.
No, keep going. Like this is the sauce that I need.
Perfect. So when you have a script, I just clicked on remix right here. What this does is it will like put the script in the model right here to let me just reuse the same script. And maybe I will get very good results with this ad. So I want to try new variations of this ad. I want to change maybe the hook. I want to add additional actors, or I want to change the accent. And you can do that now with arcades right here, because you can go to the voiceover and you can do two things. You can either use one of our existing voices in our library. So let's say you want to have a Spanish accent right here. You will be able to select Spanish. You will have all of these Spanish voices that we had, and you can even control the accent of this voice. Maybe you want to do someone with a Spanish accent, but from Latin America to target the Latin Americans in the US. You'll be able to do that. Or if you don't find the perfect voice that you want in the library, you can also connect with your 11 Labs account right here and create your own voices using 11 Labs. and then have our AI actors use the same voices in our ads. And that's a super powerful way to create ads. Maybe I can show you some other examples of people who are getting like crazy results with AI, and I'm going to show you in a minute how we can do like those more creative type of ads, like we see right here. But some other cool examples that I saw recently were I saw it like niche blowing up of micro learning. So basically, those are apps where you can learn about anything in a couple of minutes. They summarize books, etc., and they create like tutorials for people to learn about a new topic. And this ad right here, so these are the AI actor that we see in the background right here was again generated with ArcAds. It has like 100,000 likes. No one is like talking about the fact that it's AI in the comments. Like it looks like people are really engaging with the content. Again, great example of a team that scaled super strongly using AI, and it was actually a whole trend and a whole new market that was created around micro learning. Because if you go to the back to the ad library again and you search for the keyword micro learning, you will find a ton of apps and websites that are advertising with AI generated actors. And all of these guys are AI right here, the one at the top and the one right here. All of these are AI generated with Arcad. This guy is in our Arcad's library. And people are getting crazy results in this niche because now they are able to have someone being the face of what they want to convey in the ad. And again, this was created with ArcAds. And yeah, if you Google for micro learning, you will see in the Facebook ad library so many examples of people crushing it with AI actors. So again, like it's as you can see, they all test a ton of ads. So if we look at this one, for example, Wiser, they didn't go and just go to ArcAds and just like made this one cool ad. They have like 140 ads active. Again, on July 21, yesterday, they tested like at least 5 new ads. Again, these people are crazy about testing iterations. And when they find something that sticks, they make a ton of different iterations using AI.
So I just want to hammer home one really important point. So in the past, you would never create a mobile app around micro learning. Why? Because it cost you $2 million to build an app around micro learning, and the total addressable market might be $10 million a year, $15 million a year for that particular niche. Now with vibe coding, it's way cheaper to actually go and create these micro SaaS or niche apps. So it opens up a huge opportunity for people listening to actually go and build these like niche apps. At the same time, now you don't need to hire an agency and spend hundreds of $1,000s a month. You can actually use like ArcAds and some of these tools to actually get to a winning ad. And like that history ad that you showed, like with the guy, like he looked like my history teacher. Like I think one of the reasons why it worked is like it felt like my history teacher from high school was giving doing this ad, and I had no idea that it was AI. And I just think that it's just interesting because what's going through my mind, and I'm just taking furious notes, is like what are niches that look small that I can actually go and create an app for relatively not a lot of money, and at the same time, what is an area where people are not doing AI ads that I can go and kind of win the market, and just spend money, because ultimately, if I can create a vending machine where I put in $1 and $1.50 comes out, then I'm fine putting $10 or $100 or $1,000 because I built a vending machine.
1,000%. So, it's funny because I recently stumbled upon this 18 years old kid who says he's making like 200K per month. And all he does is he sells services to traditional businesses and helps them implement AI to promote their business. So it's true for mobile apps. But it's also very true for more traditional business. And so he made this video that like got crazy engagement, like 150K views about how he uses arcades to basically promote his own services. So he creates ads in this example right here. For example, he created an ad for real estate agents, and he told them, "Hey guys, I sell AI services." So he created the ads with arcades to promote his own agency. He obviously selected like male, 50 years old, which are not the typical UGC creators. If you were to try to find on TikTok someone like this and convince them to make an ad for yours, like a service business, it might be quite time consuming to find the right person. But because we know like senior people are such in demand, we created a lot of like models for AI UGC 50 plus in arcades. So he created these ads in arcades to promote his services. He gets people to book a call for five. He shows everything in the video. You guys should check it out. It's crazy. But he gets leads for his services for like $10. And then he sells them services where he says them, okay, I'm going to get new business to you, whatever real estate business or painting business or solar panel business. And then when he sells that, he will use arcades to create the ads for them. And he explained the whole system in this YouTube video. And I think it's a crazy opportunity because like people don't really know yet that much about this in these industries.
Cool. I'll include that video in the show notes for people who want to watch that. What else should we cover today?
Yeah, maybe one last example of someone who is crushing it with arcades. So there is a guy who created this like e-com product where it's a book where your dad can answer a couple of questions and basically tell his story so that you can have like some good memories of them. And he was making ads using arcades. Again, he needed to have like a grandpa talking in a nice setup. That's will probably be very hard to get without AI. And look at this ad, like 200,000 likes. That probably got like a couple of millions of views on this one single ad. Love this. People are like commenting super nice stuff. And again, AI generated. So yeah, just wanted to mention like it works very well for apps. It works very well for services, but it also works for ecom. And now maybe I can go back to arcades and show you more advanced stuff that people can do to create these ads.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean,
one very
just by the way, on this, I'm pretty sure I saw this ad on TikTok. I saw this as an ad on TikTok. So if you create like this is so good that it could be organic content, but it can also be an ad. So that's another thing is like you can use ads as organic content too. Like why not, right?
100%. Yeah, we have so many of our customers crushing it on TikTok Shop. So, on TikTok, like now you can like be paid to create content to promote other products. And that's a very good way to kickstart when you don't have too much cash flow because you don't even need to pay for the TikTok ads budget. All you need is make good content. And it's probably the best way to learn how to make good content because on Facebook ads, if you put budget, you will have views. But on TikTok, if your video is not good, you would get like literally 200 views maximum. So it's probably the best way and the cheapest way to learn how to create good content. And actually some of our most active customers, they created those TikTok accounts and those are like literally 18 years old. They created these TikTok accounts where they create content using AI and some of them are really crushing it. I might have an example somewhere. Let me see if I can find this one. Yeah, so we have this like kid in Latin America who is making TikTok videos organically, purely, so no paid marketing at all. And so he starts with like kind of a very shocking hook about the news. He's talking about the news, like the fires in California. And so yeah, this guy was generated with arcades for the non-Spanish speakers. So basically he talks about the news and then he introduced a startup where he has an affiliate link through the TikTok Shop affiliate platform to promote the product. And then he basically took content from the brand that they went to Shark Tank and he combined those into a video and he made 1.1 million views purely organically. And I think he made like more than 30K from this one video that was like completely blowing up. So yeah, organic is a very good usage. Obviously, most of our users do paid ads because we focus on companies, and mostly they have budget and they can like go and spend on paid platforms. But you can also create this kind of content using arcades.
There's two things I want to cover that's important for me to cover before we go, which is I didn't know that you can use VO3 within ArcAds, so I'd love to understand how you can actually do that. And the last thing I want to cover is, this. I'm like the era I'm in is like the vibe marketing era, and like how do you automate as much of this as possible? So I'd love for you to tell me the best ways that I can automate some of my ads, maybe using tools like Gumloop and stuff like that.
100%. Yeah, let's do that. So, by the way, one of the best way to create a winning ad is to copy something that is already getting good results. So we are going to show you exactly how you can automate that with tools like Gumloop, N8N, etc. But you can also do it in a more manual way if you're not that technical. We have this feature called speech to speech where you can go and download an existing video from a competitor. So for example, VShred is this like massive brand that is spending hundreds of millions in paid marketing and making hundreds of millions in revenue, creating ads. And they had this ad where the hook is very powerful. I think like the voice is very good in the hook. So you can basically go here and download this ad with a Chrome extension like AdScan. Upload this ad as the audio in ArcAds. So instead of selecting text to speech, you can do speech to speech, and the AI voice will talk in the exact same way as the audio you upload, but with the actors that you have selected. And the result is quite impressive. So a lot of people complain that AI sometimes is like the voice is not perfect. That's a very good way to actually improve the voice using speech to speech and actually getting people to read the same way a script that they have identified doing well. Something also important I wanted to show, like, we always talk about the hook, like the first sentence of the script, but what's very important as well is the visual hook. In a lot of top ads, you will see something quite impressive, like visually at the beginning of the video that will catch your attention. VShred again is pretty good at that. So they made this ad where there is like basically like they recorded like fake fat to show visually what it looks like to have like, I don't know, 20 pounds of fat. And they had this actor, they had to like find a way to get this like brain like in the studio, and they had to generate that, and it was probably very time consuming to get that for the video. With ArcAds, you can now also create your own AI actor from a prompt. So you can basically say, I want to have someone who is a fitness influencer and is holding brain-like fat models. And I just did that right here with our actor generator. And I generated like the exact same model fully from AI using a prompt. And now I can have her say, you want to lose weight? This is what like 20 pounds of fat look like. And she can be talking to the camera and hook people visually. So that's definitely something I would recommend people doing. You can also just go to another AI tool and generate an image of someone you think looks really good, and create your own custom avatar from an image that you upload from Midjourney. So for example, this one that you see right here, the one in the podcast, I generated it from Midjourney. So I generated an image of someone looking like that in Midjourney. And then I brought that into ArcAds and I generated an AI actor from this image. And by the way, again, this was inspired from VShred. I saw this ad. They were running for quite a long time. So I assumed it was doing well. And basically I recreated, I screenshotted this. I sent that to Claude or ChatGPT, and I asked them, describe what you see in the video. That gave me a prompt. I used it as a prompt to Midjourney, and then I uploaded the image into ArcAds to create my own AI actor instead of using one of the actors in the library that was available. And obviously this actor is only available on my account. You can do like super creative concepts using that. And that's a very efficient way to use the platform. But coming back to your point for VO3, Um, you probably saw this trend on Twitter where you can do unboxing videos using VO3.
Yep.
And yeah, I basically just like use this prompt with our scenes feature that uses VO3 in the background, um, and recreated this like unboxing video. And then I thought, okay, what if I could do this for Lego instead of IKEA? Because IKEA, it's interesting. It's an interesting concept for IKEA because at IKEA you create stuff, and Lego is also somewhere where you create stuff. So I made this video right here using the same prompt basically, but for Lego. And then here you go. You get a video of a bunch of Legos being built. But then I thought, okay, it would be nicer if it was in a nicer room, like a kid's room, actually. So I just clicked remix right here. It added the prompt automatically to the bar here. And I changed a little bit the description to have the video be in a kid's room. And here you go. The limitation of VO3 is, you get those 8-second videos, which are nice. But when you want to do a marketing campaign, you want a little bit more than that. You might want to have something happening after the end of this video. And we recently released this feature called Extend. So basically what it does is it lets you select a frame in the video. So the frame where you want the next video to start. And it uses that as the starting point for a new video that's going to be generated. And that's kind of insane because now once you have these videos that you like, you can just like keep the exact same consistency and generate the rest of the video. What happens after that in the video? And you can have, okay, a kid that was actually hidden right here, join the scene and start playing with the Lego. And then you can do it again, click extend again. And maybe you want his little sister to join the video. And then you can, again, extend the video and the little sister is joining the frame with perfect consistency. So that's the same boy right here. And now you have those 3 8-second videos that you can combine together and make a full like video production with perfect consistency.
Insanity.
Yeah, that's really, really, really good. Do you want me to talk about like automation?
I do, because it's a bit of a black box for me. Like I've been playing with it, but I want to hear from you just like the best practices around automation.
Yeah, 100%. So I think you got the founder of Gumloop on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. I really like their team and their tool. And I think he actually, in this video, he explained very well what is a good case for an automation. And an automation is when you can clearly explain every single step of your process, but it will be very time consuming to repeat them. So the way I think about automation for arcades is I think about all the repetitive stuff that I do when it comes to producing ads, and I see if I can automate these. And one of the most repetitive tasks of any marketer is to look for inspiration, look at what the competitors are doing, use that as an inspiration to create new content. So I created this automation in Gumloop. I can share my screen and show you where you can basically input a keyword. So for us, for example, I wanted to promote arcades. So create content about AI UGC and about arcades on TikTok. So I created this node right here that I connected to a TikTok downloader that will basically take all the videos that were posted on TikTok about this keyword through the TikTok API, downloaded the videos, transcribe them. So if there is someone talking in the video, it gets what's being said in the videos, and then brings that automatically to ChatGPT with a quick description of my product. So my product is, which is linked to this node right here where I describe Arcades AI Ads Maker. So my product is Arcades an AI ad maker. Here is a very good transcript of a TikTok video. So this is the TikTok video that it scraped from the TikTok API. Write a similar script about my product. Make sure to stick to the writing style to keep it very similar to the transcript I provided, but make it about my product. And then, and that's the beauty of AI automation, I connected it to an Arcades node. So if you search for AI video in Gumloop, you will see that you have Arcades as one of the nodes that you can connect. And it will basically generate the script that is inspired from all the videos that have been posted on TikTok and that ranked well on TikTok because the API will automatically search for the highest view videos, and it will generate videos that will be inspired from winning videos automatically for me. So that's one very good example. I have a ton of use cases and I can show you more. But that's one very good example of how you can use Arcade's API to connect with external sources of data to automatically produce winning ads. And that's the advanced mode of AI video generation, but that's very powerful.
Dude, can you show me more?
Yeah, 100%. So I really like this one for TikTok because I think on TikTok you'll find very good content, but I also made an equivalent for Reddit. And I know you are a fan of Reddit. I know you love Reddit. So basically, this one is a bit more complex. The automation is a bit more complex. So people can reach out if they want to talk about how to set this up on their own. But basically, I created this AI agent with Gumloop again.
Can you make it full screen?
Yes. Right, here you go. So it will find the most popular posts on Reddit and it will add them to a Google Sheet. It will go to Arcade. This was the previous user interface. It will generate different videos. And basically what it takes is it collects the most, it goes to the most popular subreddit in your niche. It collects the top questions. It feeds them to ChatGPT. It generates scripts from that, and it generates videos using Arcade. So basically all you need is an inspiration. For the previous example, the inspiration was TikTok and AI to take this inspiration and rewrite it in a way that will be a good ad, and then an API to generate the video, which is Arcade. It's pretty much always like this. Another example of that is scraping the ads library. So in Gumloop, they have a node where the source of the data can be the Facebook ads library. So you can actually download videos from your competitors from their Facebook ad library, send that to a Google Sheet, and then rewrite those ads using AI. And that's also a very powerful way to automate ad creation. You will find a lot of them on my Twitter account if you want to see more examples of that. Maybe one last one. So all of these I just showed you were about taking the transcript of an existing video and rewriting the script to create a new video inspired from the script. So basically what this will do is really, it will complete the script of the talking actor. So if we go back to Arcades, it will like complete this part of the box, like of the text box right here. But sometimes you want to recreate a video, and what you need is not really a script. You need a prompt. Let's say you want to generate a video like this. You want this description of what's happening. You don't want the voiceover of the video, right? And if you want to do that, what you will need to analyze is not the transcript of an existing video. You will need to analyze the visual of an existing video. And Gemini, the Google AI API has lets you basically analyze existing videos and tells you what's happening in the video. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can basically go to the ad library of a competitor like this, send the video to Gemini, and ask Gemini, describe what you see in the video. Describe what happens in these videos scene by scene. And this will give you the prompt to generate with our VO3 integration AI videos. And yeah, let's say you need to have like basketball players. You will need a prompt to say, I want to generate a basketball player. And Gemini can give you this prompt, and then you can send that back to our scenes model and complete automatically this part of the script.
What a crazy world we live in.
It is, yeah. So many. Every day I talk to an Arcade's customers who is like making 7-8 figures using these AI ads, and again I learn about a new super creative stuff. And sometimes the niche I hear about, you will be surprised how niche and how small they seem, and how much money people are making. I mean, I can give you other examples, but it's crazy how people are getting insane results with these ads.
Yeah, and I think it's worth noting that not everyone who's going to use a tool like ArcAds is going to crush it, right? And that's why I want to have
Of
you on the
course.
pod. Is you, one of the strategies that you're using here is copy what works, maybe in a different niche, um, and then bring it to your own niche, and then use all the tools advantages to get the most out of it, to give your chance the highest likelihood of success for the AI ad, right? Versus starting from a blank slate, trying to figure out, okay, which ad do I want to create? What's the copy? Um, it's just going to be a lot harder to do that, and it's going to require, frankly, just more money to figure out what's working.
100%. Yeah, that's probably a very good way to start. Obviously, there is a lot of money to be made by being the first one to come up with a very original idea, but
Yeah,
it's much harder.
yeah, totally. And yeah, it is much harder, but it is doable. I don't want to say it's not doable. Um, and if you are the first one to come up with it, like there's huge advantages there.
Definitely.
Um, but dude, I've been taking furious notes as you've been doing this. So what I want to do actually is after this, I'm gonna go through my notes. I'm going to make my notes available for download for anyone who wants my notes for how to create winning AI ads. We'll put the link in the show notes, and Rafa, our editor, maybe can put it on the screen right now so people can go and download that. um, my recommendation to people is whether they believe in ads or not, go and create some ads, and maybe 5 ads, 10 ads, 15 ads, and just get used to the tools. Get used to the tools. You've shown like your whole AI stack software stack for how to create winning ads. Get used to these tools. I'll include the tools in the my notes for people to download. You can go to ArcAds. Roman, can you provide me with a link? Maybe like, or we'll put a link in the show notes that people can go to try the product, um, and get your hands dirty. Like, stop listening to us. Like, don't listen to another tutorial about how to create winning ad. Just like get your hands dirty, play with it, learn, take notes, and iterate from there. That's my recommendation to people. Roman, I have one last ask for you. The Gumloop workflows that you shared, they look really pretty and they look beautiful, but I know that creating them takes time and trial and error. Would you be willing to share those with me, and I can include them in my notes doc?
Yeah, of course. I will send you the links.
Okay, cool. So I'll put that in there for folks who want to be a bit more advanced and automate some of their AI ads. That'll be in there. That's the show. Thanks for listening. If this has been helpful, please comment and like on this YouTube video. That's how I know how to keep creating content for you. And also, I read every single comment. And maybe Roman, maybe you can also check the comments, see what people are saying, and reply to the most interesting ones.
Yeah, guys, send me your videos, send what you are working on. I'll check the comments.
Okay, cool. Thanks, man. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing some sauce. Also, by the way, Roman I don't know if people picked up on this. Might be the most important point of the whole podcast. He did call Claude, and he does live in France, where Claude originated from the name. So I'm not crazy, people. You are.
Yeah, my Claude lovers, to the comments. I will check you.
Perfect. Thanks, man.